Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Tech Reviews. I'm Jay, and today we're going to be discussing the Motorola One Zoom. Motorola's been around for a very long time. They've learned to adjust with the times, it seems. With more and more phone makers throwing more and more cameras on their devices, Motorola said we don't want to be any different. This phone's claim to fame is that it's a mid-ranger that gives you a staggering 4 cameras on the rear. I thought that was pretty interesting. Mostly flagships come with those cameras. Now, if we take a look at the back of the box, it speaks about the camera hardware itself. The main sensor is a 48 megapixel sensor. It had quad pixels, OIS, and night vision. There's also an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, a 16 megapixel ultra wide lens, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. That should help with those bokeh effect photos. Now, it has a Snapdragon 675 at the helm, which is a mid-ranger processor. It's coupled with a 4000 mAh battery, which Motorola claims can last up to 2 days, but we have to put that to the test. There's a 6.4-inch AMOLED display with some pretty amazing colors. And oh yeah, don't forget about the front-facing 25 megapixel camera that has HDR and full HD recording capabilities. Motorola seems to be a pretty interesting phone brand maker these days, focusing on mostly mid-rangers. We're going to do a full unboxing of this device and just see what the contents are. I'm going to use it as my daily driver for the next couple weeks, and then I'm going to do a review on it to let you know if it's worth the money or if it's not worth the money. Speaking of money, this phone costs $499 from Motorola.com. I purchased this one from a third-party company called Swapper.com, which I'm going to leave a link below in the video if you want to go over and grab one. I was fortunate enough to get a great price on it. And that's pretty much it. So let's just dive into the actual unboxing. Okay, so we're going to get right into the unboxing of it. So let's just cut it open. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side. So basically there's some literature. There's the phone itself, which we're going to set to the side. It has a case on it already, which I think is pretty awesome. But we're going to set it to the side. And there's more literature in here. Okay, so this is basically just some setup guides that talks about the phone itself. Oh, I'm sorry, knocked down my menu. There is a USB Type-C cable, just your standard USB Type-C cable, nothing special. It feels pretty good, but nothing special. There's a 15-watt turbo power quick charger. That's good to see. Again, this phone has 4000 mAh battery, so I'm going to definitely see how fast this turbo power quick charger can charge it. So we're going to set that to the side. A SIM ejector tool. And unfortunately, that's it. No headphones, nothing special, no tempered glass or anything. Which is a bit of a letdown because, you have a lot of phone manufacturers these days that's including headphones and even tempered glass with their devices. It seems some device makers don't want to get with the program, but, us as consumers, we definitely want everything that we can get for the money. And this device is not a cheap device. It's not very expensive, but it's knocking on the door of a flagship cost. It's $499 and you can buy it directly from Motorola.com. I purchased this particular one from Swapper.com, which is a website kind of like eBay where you can purchase devices straight from consumers, which I thought was pretty interesting. I like to support the local businesses. So I bought it straight from there, but you are able to buy it from Motorola.com and it's $499, and at the time of this video you can either get $50 off of the full price, or you can get a free G6, which is another interesting thing. You don't see many phone makers willing to give you another device if you purchase one. So thumbs up to Motorola for that. Now, as we rip this off, we can take a look at the device itself. Again, we're going to take it off real quick. There's a case around it already. And I like this case. It's thick, it's not thin. It's a pretty thick case. It feels pretty well put together, but it's just a clear case to protect the phone itself. So we're just going to set that down. Now, As we take a look around the device, on the left side there's nothing at all. On the right side there's a power button and a volume rocker. The very bottom there's a 3.5 auxiliary and a USB Type-C. And on the top there's a speaker. So they moved the speaker from the bottom to the top, which I thought was interesting. There's also the micro SD card slot, which is in the SIM card tray, and you can expand the memory up to 512 gigabytes, which I like to see that. That's pretty good. So the 3.5 auxiliary and the ability to add a micro SD card slot makes this an actual win-win for me already. Now on the back you see the 4 camera setup, those quad cameras. And remember, they're as follows. The main sensor is 48 megapixels. The second one is an 8 megapixel telephoto lens. There's a 16 megapixel ultra wide lens and a 5 megapixel depth sensor that helps with the bokeh pictures. This M is not just a logo, it's actually a functioning light. You can change the duration of it, but you're not able to change the color, which I thought was a little bit of a bummer, but it's good to still see some implementation of some kind of extra features on the device. Here it just says Motorola One, and this is actually glass. This is not metal or plastic, it's actually glass. It's Gorilla Glass 3, which, you know, is good value for the money, but there is a Gorilla Glass 5 out that they could have went with. There is no IP rating on this device, but it has a coating on it, so it is a little bit of a splash proof device. Just don't take it for any dunks. And that's pretty much it. Now the phone has a 4000 milliamp battery and it feels very solid in the hand, which I like, you know, the feel on devices. It doesn't feel cheap, it feels actually very strong. It's a very good feeling device. And the purple color that I have here, this camera doesn't really do it justice. It has a very nice color shifting ability in the light. It goes from light to dark. So, and again, there's also a brown mocha color and a brushed aluminum. I went with the purple, I thought it was the most interesting. And that's pretty much it for the walk around of the device. I'm going to be using it for the next couple of weeks as my daily driver. I'm curious as to see how good those cameras work together. I'm also including a link below to Top Tech Reviews Facebook page where I'm going to be putting up pictures daily that I take with this phone. So please definitely go over to the Facebook page and give it a like and stay tuned for those pictures. If you won't, please subscribe to the channel below because I'm going to be doing a full review and I'm going to be uploading that very soon to see if this device actually is worth the $499 price tag. Again, I've been Jay with Top Tech Reviews. This has been the unboxing of the Motorola One Zoom. I thank you all for joining me and I look forward to the next time.